round 3 recap. We went 9-5 on the night. Underdog lock hit with Serghei Spivac. Our main event prediction was correct halfway with Sean Strickland. We predicted Strickland to win by decision. He ended up winning by knockout, TKO technically, in the 3rd round. I was confident in 4 picks here, so let's run through the full card. The picks that I had the most confidence in, I will touch on. I went 2 for 2 on my confident picks. But let's start with Carly Judice and Juliana Miller. Carly Judice gets the win. Should not have gone into the 3rd round, let alone to a decision. Moving on to Jordan Levitt versus Yadier Davali. Jordan Levitt, very strong on top. Not a huge fan of fights that only have 20 significant strikes landed between 2 people. A lot of grappling. John Paul versus Phil Rowe. John Paul gets the win there. Punahel Soriano versus Ramesh Brahimaj. Soriano gets the win. Didn't look like it early on. Ramesh was starting off very, very strong. So a nice rally come from behind win for Soriano. Jocelyn Edwards versus Nora Cornell. Jocelyn Edwards gets the submission win in the 2nd round. And I believe Cornell, I think she broke her collarbone, or she did something with like a shoulder upper body. So hopefully she's okay. Alden Correa versus Luis Garul. Garul's tough, man. He just, in this fight, he just waited too long. He wanted to play the technical game with someone who was way more technical than him. And that's not how you win fights. You don't play other people's games, you play yours. Moving on. Ode Osborne versus Alibi Idris. Ode had his moments, but Idris was tough the whole fight. I mean, he was in his face the entire fight, coming forward. Was not letting Ode off the hook at all. Ode looked good at moments, but he's got some stuff to clean up. So that's a good win for Alibi. He's going to be fun to watch moving forward. Carlos Leal versus Shakiti Njokwani. Shakiti Njokwani, he just slows down too much. Slows down. Starts off great. It's a good fight early, but just the further the fight went, the further the gap became. So congratulations to Carlos Leal. That was one of our picks. Not confident, but that was just one of our picks. Now moving on to Mikael Pereira versus Zach Reese. This fight, this is one that Zach Reese just let get away from him. You can say what you want. He can say he won the fight. I feel like he won the fight personally, but standing there taunting and flexing and screaming and yelling, I mean, that's fine for the cameras. That's fine for the fans, but the judges don't care anything about that. Moving on to Jacoby Smith versus Josh Harrell. Not sure why Josh Harrell took this fight. Don't think he need to. I don't really know what his situation is. Jacoby Smith, a couple extra punches after the bell. Can say the ref was late to react. I feel like the ref was actually on time. Maybe he might have been a punch late, but I feel like Jacoby just kind of threw over the ref and threw a couple extra punches that he shouldn't have. But good win for him. He's going to be fun to watch moving forward as well. We are on to one of our most confident picks that did hit, our underdog lock of the week, Serghei Spivac. So, like we said in our video on Thursday, it was just a read from his last fight. It was a while back against Waldo Cortez Acosta. I mean, his hands looked just as good as they did tonight in that fight. So I don't know how you could have watched that fight with Waldo and not seen that coming. I mean, from round 1 on, I feel outside of that little flurry that D'Elia landed toward the end of the 2nd, just like our read, he controlled the fight everywhere it went. His hands looked fast. His jab was sharp. I mean, he busted him up. D'Elia was bleeding, I think. Gosh, a minute and a half into the fight, they were talking about D'Elia, that he was already busted open. So powerful, heavy, really quick jab that he was throwing. I mean, it was beautiful. It was beautiful to watch. So underdog lock of the week hits with Serghei Spivac. And we are going to move on to Mel Costa versus Dan Ige. This is another one that I was confident on. had it backwards. I thought Danny Gay was gonna catch him and get it done in the first round, but Costa with that spin kick, I mean, the placement was perfect. He might like commentary, I believe, said as well that he was looked like it was aiming low. It looked like it was a body kick, a spinning body kick, but that's what happens sometimes in fighting. Danny Gay dipped right down into it. It caught him right in the jawbone neck area. He went down. Unfortunately, there was just a little too much time left in the round for the refs liking, and he wasn't able to get to the stool. I think there was 7 seconds left when he ended up catching the kick, but that's funny. That's how it goes. I want to say that's the first time he's been finished by strikes in his career. So, congratulations to Mo Costa for a signature win and his 6th win in a row. Moving on to another confident call that I had, one of my more confidence. Jeff Neal versus Uros Medic. Uros Medic is the real deal. I had this one backwards as well. I missed the fact that Medic really grew into this 170 frame. I mean, I was seeing him more as a 155 pounder in the tape that I did, but I mean, he physically looked much bigger. His movement was just as good as it always is, but I mean, it was even sharper. Jeff Neal couldn't handle it. Jeff Neal could not. It was only a minute-long fight, so there's not much to talk about. But Jeff Neal couldn't handle his movement, and in that flurry, I mean, he just landed first. And that's what happened, and that was a brutal knockout. So I'm really hoping that Jeff Neal's okay. I do feel Jeff Neal needs to really think about it. Think about the next step hard. Probably take the rest of the year off. I mean, you're talking two brutal two knockout KOs, like flat KOs, within a 6-month period. So it's probably he probably needs to go ahead and take the year off. I wouldn't like to see Jeff Neal until the beginning of next year personally, but that's up to him. That's up to his team, and I don't know where he is at contract wise. So hopefully he heals up soon. But really, the main thing is Uros Medic is here to stay. And he's gonna make some noise in this division moving forward. So, and the Doctor's an awesome nickname. So, moving forward to the main event, Sean Strickland versus Fluffy Hernandez. We called Sean Strickland's volume early on in the week. This line was off months ago when they first said it. It was not. I feel it was an overreaction to Fluffy's dominance in his most recent fight against Dolidze. Dolidze and Sean Strickland are just such different fighters. And that's what the film showed. If you look back at Sean's tape just over the years, yeah, he's low. He can be slow pace. I won't say low volume. He's very high volume, but he can be low pace. And people there's all the sound bites and the clips of the stuff he says before the fight and the stuff he's doing during the fight, but it's effective. And you saw it tonight when he's locked in, when he's focused. Sean Strickland's one of the best in the division, and he has been for years. And I think he's going to be until he retires, personally. So on the other side, Fluffy Hernandez, I don't think he got his game going early enough. I feel like within the first minute of that fight, he should have been shooting. Fluffy's a person who likes to shoot off of the cage, to use the cage to help his shot. And that's what he was trying to do, was back Sean up to that black line, right? That's that marker where you shoot at for most grapplers. Right when Sean would get there, and when he would feel Fluffy starting to close that distance and go for that grappling exchange, he would circle out beautifully. And that's what we talked about on Thursday. Sean's movement, Sean's refusal to fight a fight that is not his own. If Fluffy was going to beat Sean, he was going to have to force him out of his fight, and he didn't. He fought right into it. So I don't really know where Fluffy goes from here. I'd like to see Fluffy take at least 6 months off. I'd like to see Fluffy change his body a little bit, personally. Same exact thing that Sean did. You saw Sean go away for a year, came back, looked completely different. Looked like 170 Sean. I'd like to see Fluffy do the same. I'd like to see him really, really, really put some work in, really change some things physically. That's why he doesn't need to do much else. Just physically change. Because Shell Pereira hurt into the body, Kevin Holland's not hurt into the body, Sean Strickland's hurt into the body. I mean, it's a pattern now, and you can't have patterns like that in professional mixed martial arts. So I'm not sure opponent-wise. I'd like to look at the rankings and see who the best matchup for Fluffy would be next. But I think it's title fight for Strickland. I don't see anything else. Maybe Imavov, but I would like to see Sean fight for the title next after that performance. I think he deserves it. So hats off to Sean Strickland, hats off to Eric Nixick and their team, and hopefully Fluffy can get back to the drawing board and get a W in his next fight. So that's the recap. I'll see you next week in round 3.